Good evening, all of you. I'm Rajeshwari Pubbati. I'm studying electronics and instrumentation. Today, my webinar topic is about batteries. First, what is a battery? A battery is a device connecting of one or more electrochemical cells with external connections for powering electrical devices such as flashlights, mobiles, electric cars, etc. When a battery is supplying electric power, its positive terminal is the cathode and its negative terminal is the anode. First, what is cell and battery and difference between cell and battery? This is a battery and this is a cell. First, a cell. This is the symbol of cell. A cell is a single unit that converts chemical energy into electrical energy. And battery. This is the symbol of battery. A battery is a collection of cells, both battery and cell. The cell and battery both stores the chemical energy and then converts the stored chemical energy into an electrical energy. This is the cell and battery. And what is the double and triple batteries? This is the double battery. Double battery is nothing but AA battery. AA battery. It is a larger. It stores more power than AAA battery. AAA battery is nothing but triple battery. AA battery are used in larger applications. And AAA battery. AAA battery is a triple battery. It is a smaller. It stores less power. A AAA battery are used in small applications. And battery's capacity. First, capacity. Power capacity, how much energy stored in the battery. This power is often expressed in watt hours. A watt hour is the voltage that the battery provides multiplied by how much current the battery can provide for some amount of time. That formula is voltage into amperes into hours. That is nothing but wattage hour. And battery's power capability. It means the amount of current that the battery can deliver. It also known as a C rating. And another one is nominal voltage. The voltage of the battery will be constant and will not be varied. It is considered as a nominal voltage or fixed voltage. So since the voltage is fixed, only ampere and hour are considered as the unit. That is ampere per hour or milliampere per hour. And another one is charging current. It is the maximum current that can be applied to charge the battery. That is practically maximum of 1 or 2 ampere can be applied if a battery protecting circuit is inbuilt, but still 500 milliampere is the best of the range for charging the battery. Another one is charging voltage. It is the maximum voltage that should be applied to the battery to efficiently charge a battery. Basically, 4.2 volt is the best or standard charging voltage. Though we can apply 5 volts to the battery, it accepts only 4.2 volts. This is the charging voltage. And discharging current. It is the current that can be drawn from the battery and is delivered to the load. If the current drawn by the load is greater than the rated discharging current, the battery draws very fast, which causes the battery to explode. So it is caution to determine the amount of current drawn by the load as well as maximum discharging current a battery can withhold. And another one is cutoff voltage. It is the voltage at which the battery can be considered as fully discharged. After which, if we still try to discharge from it, the battery gets damaged. So beyond the cutoff voltage, the battery should disconnect it from the circuit and should be charged appropriately. Another one is shelf life. There might be situations where the batteries are kept ideal or sealed, especially in the stores, shops for a long time of period. The shelf life defines the time period of a battery. Can be stay powered up and should be able to use it for a rated time period. It is mainly considered for non-rechargeable batteries because those are of use and throw. For rechargeable batteries, even if the shelf time is less, we can still recharge it. And the another one is battery's cycle life. Let's consider a battery is fully charged and it is discharged to 80% of its actual capacity. Then the battery is said to be completed one cycle. Likewise, the number of such cycles that a battery can charge and discharge defines the cycle life. Another one is power density. It defines power capacity of battery for a gives mass of value. And another one is how batteries in serial parallel connected. What would happen if two batteries are connected in parallel? This is the batteries joined in parallel. When two identical batteries are connected in parallel, it will double the current capacity and output voltage remains the same as a single battery. For example, suppose two batteries of same rating, that is 800, 1800 amperes, milliamperes per hour, and 12 volts are connected in parallel. The output voltage of parallel circuit remains 12 volts, but current capacity becomes 3600 milliampere per hour. If we connect more identical batteries as parallel, the output voltage will remain same, but current capacity goes on adding. We need to connect batteries in parallel when a single battery connect to the job. Parallel combination of batteries increases output energy. For suppose the two batteries are different voltage, this is the batteries. For suppose two batteries are in different voltage, if we batteries of different voltage rating are connected in parallel, they will fight each other and try to balance the voltage. For suppose it is a big difference in voltage, there can be serious destruction. A large current may flow through battery having low voltage. It may overheat and possibly explode. In this case, the voltage will never balance and high current will remain flow until the low voltage battery has been destroyed. And the another one is batteries connected in series. This is the batteries joined in series. In a series connection, batteries of like voltage and ampere hour capacity are connected in increase the voltage of the overall assembly. The positive terminal of the first battery is connected to the negative terminal of the second battery until the desired voltage is reached. Connecting batteries in series adds the voltage of the two batteries, but if keeps the same ampere rating. It is also known as an ampere hour. For example, if we take 6-volt battery joined in series, now produce 12 volts, but they still have a total capacity of 10 amperes or same. For suppose it is in different voltage, I will show one. This is the series. When connecting batteries never cross the remaining open positive and open negative terminals with each other, as this will short circuit the battery and cause damage or injury. I will show some more batteries. This is a series and parallel connection of 4 cells. This is the series connection. This is the parallel connection. And the another one is types of batteries. Types of batteries. There are 3 types of batteries: household batteries, industrial batteries, vehicle batteries. In house batteries, 2 types: rechargeable batteries and non-rechargeable batteries. Non-rechargeable batteries. These are basically considered as primary batteries. They can be used only once. These batteries cannot be charged and used again. Let's see about the regular daily, the primary batteries that can be used. First one is alkaline battery. This is the alkaline battery. It is basically constructed with the chemical composition of zinc and manganese dioxide as the electrolyte used. It is a potassium hydroxide, which is purely an alkaline substance. The battery is named as alkaline battery. Having the power density of alkaline batteries 100 watts per 100 watts hour per kg. And this alkaline batteries advantages are cycle life is more and shelf life is more, small in size, highly efficient, low internal resistance, so the discharge state in ideal state is less and the leakage is also low. And disadvantage is cost is a bit high. And its applications where we use It can be used in torches, remotes, wall clocks, small portable gadgets, and so on. And the another one is coin cell batteries. There are number of coin cell batteries. That is uh, mercury, silver oxide, zincate, and so on. The chemical composition of coin cell batteries is also alkaline in nature. Apart from alkaline composition, lithium and silver oxide chemicals will be used to manufacture these batteries, which are more efficient in providing steady and stable voltage in such a small sizes. And it has a power density is 270 watts hour per kg. And its advantages is light in weight, small in size, high density, low cost, high nominal voltage, long shelf life, and its disadvantages are needs a holder, low current drop capability, and its applications is used in watches, wall clocks, miniature electronic products, and so on. And the another one is rechargeable batteries. Rechargeable batteries is nothing but a secondary batteries. These are generally called as secondary batteries, which can be recharged and can be reused. Though the cost is high, but they can be recharged and reused and can have a huge lifespan when properly used and safely charged. And the first one is lead acid battery. This is the lead acid battery. Lead acid battery is nothing but a tubular lead acid battery. It consists of lead acid, which is very cheap and seen mostly in cars and vehicles to power and lightning systems in it. These are more preferable in the products where the space and weight doesn't matter. These comes with the nominal voltage starting 2 volts to 24 volts and most commonly seen as 2 volts, 6 volts, 12 volts, 24 volt batteries. It has and lead acid battery power density is 7 watt hour per kg, and its advantages are cheap cost, easily rechargeable, high power output capability, and its disadvantages are very high, occupies much space, power density is very low, and its applications are used in cars. UPS is nothing but uninterrupted power supply, robotics, heavy machinery, and so on. And the another one is nickel and cadmium batteries. These batteries are made of nickel and cadmium chemical compositions. These are very rarely used. These are very cheap, and the discharge rate is very low when compared to the nickel metal hydride batteries. These are available in all standard sizes like AA, AAA, C, and rectangular shapes. The nominal voltage is 1.2 volts, often connected in a set of 3 much gives 3.6 volts. And its power density is 60 watts hour per kg. And advantages of nickel and cadmium batteries are cheap in size, easy to recharge, can be used in all environments, comes in all standard sizes. And its disadvantages are low power density, contains toxic metal, needs to be charged very frequently in order to avoid growth of crystals on the battery plate. And the applications of nickel and cadmium battery is RC toys, cordless phones, solar lights. We are using in displays. And the another one is nickel metal hydride batteries. This is the nickel metal hydride battery. It is much preferable than the nickel cadmium battery because of the lower environment impact. Its nominal voltage is 1.2 volts, which is greater than the nickel cadmium battery. It has less nominal voltage than the alkaline battery, and they are good replacement due to its availability and less environmental impact. And the power density of nickel metal hydride battery is 100 watt hour per kg, and its advantages is available in all standard sizes, high power density, easy to recharge, a good alternative to alkaline, which has almost all similar, and also it is rechargeable. And its disadvantage is self discharge is very high, expensive than nickel cadmium battery, and its applications is used in all applications similar to the alkaline and nickel cadmium batteries. And another one, lithium metal. This is the lithium ion metal. These are made up of lithium metal and are latest in rechargeable technology. As these are compact in size, they can be used in most of the portable applications which need high power specifications. These are the best rechargeable batteries available. These have a nominal voltage of 3.7 volts. Most commonly, we have 3.6 and 7.2 volts and have various ranges of power capacity starting from 100 to 1000 milliampere per hour. Even the C rating ranges from 1C to 100C and power density of lithium ion is 176 watts hour per kg. And its advantages is very light in weight, high C rating, power density is very high, cell voltage is high. And its disadvantages are these are a bit expensive. If the terminal are short circuited, the battery might explode. Battery production circuit is needed. And the another one is lithium ion polymer. This is the lithium ion polymer. These are also called as lithium ion polymer rechargeable batteries because it uses high conductivity polymer gel electrolyte instead of liquid electrolyte. These come under the lithium ion technology. These are a bit costly, but the battery is very highly protected when compared to the lithium ion battery. Its power density is 185 watts hour per kg. And its advantages is these are highly protective compared to the lithium ion batteries, very light in weight, thin in structure when compared to the lithium ion batteries. And its disadvantages is expensive, might explode in wrongly connected, should not be bent or exposed to high temperature which may cause to explosion. And it's where we use in lithium ion polymer is used in all the portable devices which need rechargeable advantages like drones, robotics, RC toys, etc. And the another one is SMF battery. It is also one rechargeable battery. SMF is a scaled maintenance free battery designed to offer reliable, consistent and low maintenance power for UPS applications. These batteries can be subject to deep cycle applications and minimum maintenance in rural and power defect areas. These batteries are available from 12 volts. And the another one is industrial batteries. Industrial batteries, it is used to imply that the battery is designed to withstand heavy use and more vibration and possible temperature. Industrial battery solutions are an important part of UPS system. UPS is nothing but already I told uninterruptible power supply. This is the UPS. In order to offer a comprehensive range of industrial batteries, Staton works together with global, well-known partners in industrial battery production. Staton is your user partner of choice in the supply, installation, commissioning, inspection, and maintenance of uh, lead acid, nickel, cadmium, and lithium ion. These are the batteries for stationary and mobilized use. Steel case, wet nickel cadmium, nickel iron, large flooded cell, absolute. These are also industrial batteries. And the another one is vehicle batteries. A vehicle battery is an electric vehicle battery. It is also known as a traction battery. It is used to power the electric motors of a battery electric vehicle or hybrid electric vehicles. These batteries are usually rechargeable batteries and are typically lithium-ion batteries. These batteries are specifically designed for a high ampere hours or kilowatt capacity. VRLA. VRLA is nothing but valve-regulated lead acid battery, starting, lightning and ignition battery, deep cycle battery, vexel or flooded battery. These are also called as a vehicle batteries. These are the types of batteries. Every electronic gadget compulsory we can use batteries. It can't work without batteries. These are the about batteries. Thank you for hearing.